evening, everybody. Tonight is Thursday, July 17th. It's the Board of Finance regular meeting. Welcome. Gay, any public comment?
No
public comment. The first item on our agenda is the introduction of our new superintendent, Christopher Montini.
Yep. Good evening, friends. Lynn Piasek, Chair, Woodbridge Board of Education. I join you all tonight with a very pleasant task of introducing the Woodbridge School District's new superintendent, Mr. Christopher Montini. Just for some background, when Vonda Tenza announced her intention to retire on February 24th, the Board of Education promptly started the process of finding her replacement with the assistance of a very well-respected educational search firm, New England School Development Council. 39 applications were received and reviewed by the Woodbridge Board of Education members, and then selected candidates were interviewed. And finally, 2 finalists returned for a performance task and a last round interview. Throughout the process, one candidate, Chris Montini, rose to the top and emerged as an excellent fit for the Woodbridge School District. The depth and breadth of Mr. Montini's work in the field of education is impressive. His journey as an educator demonstrates a path of continuous growth and loyalty to the district where he has worked. He rose through the ranks of the Naugatuck Public School District as an elementary classroom teacher, as an assistant principal, and assistant superintendent. And then beginning in 2020, Chris served as the district's superintendent of schools, where he was well respected for his professionalism and strong work ethic. We've seen that already. For the past 17 days, Chris has been busy meeting the many constituents of the school district, engaging in dialogue, listening, and learning. And so tonight, Chris is here to share a few thoughts with you, the Board of Finance. So I'm happy to introduce to you Chris Montini.
Thank you very much.
And congratulations.
Thank you. I won't take up too much of your time. I know you're really busy, and I will be back, I'm sure, at this table speaking at greater length in the future. I want to thank you for the opportunity to meet with you and speak with you tonight. As the newly appointed superintendent, I am incredibly excited to join this, what has been a lovely and incredibly welcoming community. And that started way back when, in the interview process, I continue to meet person after person, student, adult, constituent, etc. It's an incredibly welcoming community. My priorities as a new superintendent are to listen and to learn and to forge strong partnerships with students, with faculty, with families, and with town leaders such as yourselves. I look forward to collaborating closely with you. I know how important your work is. It's essential both to the town and to the school system in terms of providing the foundation and the resources so that everybody can, in short, operate. And I look forward to collaborating with you to ensure that the what has been a pattern of excellence in education at Beecher Road School continues, and that we work collaboratively to ensure that that happens. Thank you again for this opportunity, and I look forward to working with you.
Does anybody have any questions? I'm just going to tell you what they say is the first 17 days are the hardest. So you're over the worst of it. You're good.
Wonderful.
You're good.
Wonderful.
It's all downhill
It's
now.
all downhill. Welcome. We're delighted
Thank
to
you
meet
so much.
And thank you so much for stopping in.
Appreciate
We
it.
really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you for allowing
Now,
us.
go home. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Okay. Agenda item number 3, Administrative Officer Report.
Thank you. So I have your preliminary report through June of 2025. There's a year-end surplus of just under $700,000, and which would be a slight reduction of our fund balance at the end of the year. We still have a few more entries of expenses and some minor payroll items to go. So at your next meeting, I'll have a more definitive year-end figure. But This leaves us at $9.3 million, or 16% of our annual expenses. Our tax revenue did very well this year, $116,000 surplus. Part of that is the introduction of a marshal, which collected some funds for us that we had on back, and we did receive a back tax that was due this year that was significant. Our interest income, as we've discussed previously, has done well this year. A surplus of $325,000. We have a deficit in our charge for services account, which is about $220,000, primarily related to building permit fees. Deficit of about $50,000. Picked up a little bit as we started getting more revenue from the Dole Brothers development on Bradley Road. As you can see, they've started building more there. So originally this deficit was closer to 100, but has closed the gap here. So, transfer station is $90,000, and recreation fees is a deficit about $40,000. Additionally, we have rental income shortfall of $37,000 due to the closure of the child center. In other revenues, the Woodbridge Board of Education received a payment of $73,000 from New Haven, which was for a prior fiscal year, which we recognize in the current year because they cannot recognize the revenue across years. On our expenses, the Registrar of Voters has a surplus, about $20,000, mostly in part-time wages. Same for building official. The Public Works Department had some personnel-related savings. Some folks that were out, some folks that were injured, and we also had some contracted services savings. So that's about $50,000 there. $25,000 in surplus in waste management was due to a surplus in MSW. That's where we had a surplus in the revenues, because we had a surplus in expense, a deficit in revenues and a surplus in expenses. So we had a little drop off in our tonnage. And that was due to some repairs that we were doing up there earlier in the year. In human services, we had a vacancy for a good portion of the year, which we've just recently filled, and so that's caused us to have a surplus in that account. Amity has originally a surplus of $350,000, and the town used $150,000 of it for asbestos-related expenses in April and $20,000 in June. There's actually a little more this month. That leaves us with $180,000. Finally, a small surplus in benefits. So those are our major items for the year. Are there any questions?
Anybody have questions or comments for Tony? Was the human services position full-time or part-time?
Full-time.
That's a full-time position?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you want to report? Or you're all set?
That's it.
Okay.
Tony, is that the last one for the 25 fiscal year?
The report?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we're not technically in 26.
Correct. Yeah, July 1 starts 26 fiscal year. So we're sort of wrapping up our year end. I think that's the next topic, right? Yeah, audit update. So it's good lead in. Good to the next item.
Perfect. There you go.
So we've done some preliminary work with our audit. As June 30th and July 1, it's important for us to make sure that we have the revenues and expenses in the proper year. So that takes a little bit of work with the departments, and opening up the new fiscal year. Town departments do purchase orders, and it's getting the year set up. Our audit is going well, and we continue to move along. Our auditor started earlier this year, and started in May.
Right.
So last year they didn't really start in earnest until September. So we had a crunch from September and October and November to get everything done. If Gay remembers it well. So when we went out to bid this year, it was important to us that we were on a better schedule, and so far so good.
Any questions about the audit update? Okay. I believe we're moving on to funding requests.
Okay.
The first one is a request for funding number 2425-45 in the amount of $38,500. Tony, I think you should tell us about this.
So this is to fund unanticipated legal fees for outside counsel, primarily related, to the open communities litigation. That's the primary reason for our shortfall in that count. This is for outside counsel, not for our town council.
And what period of time does this cover?
That would be from July 1 of 24 through June 30th of 25.
So it's for the year.
For the year.
Past year.
And it was, there was, May had a lot of charges, which was a big month. It depends on the activity.
And it's coming out of contingency.
Correct.
Okay. Any questions about this transfer?
These are just hourly.
It's hourly, correct. Yeah.
I guess, do we anticipate that we have enough in the budget for the upcoming year, or we just have to play it by ear?
I would say we have to play that by ear.
We're scheduling a meeting with the attorney that those funds to reflect, to specifically try to get our arms around what we can expect.
Okay, I need a motion. I'm sorry, I thought I made a motion well, hang on, I don't think I did make it. To approve funding number 24-25-45 in the amount of $38,500. So moved.
Second.
Okay, there we go. Any further discussion? All in favor? Anybody opposed? Okay. I need a motion to approve line item transfer 2425-46 in the amount of $15,500.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
And this is the Fuss and O'Neill issue.
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's part of the asbestos situation that we had at the center building. We created an asbestos operation and maintenance plan. That was one of the findings we had from when we had a visit from the state, and so that's basically a plan that identifies where asbestos is in the facility, and so that if you have maintenance or you have some repairs to do, you know where the asbestos is and how you treat it, and it gives you maintenance suggestions and how to maintain the facility. We should have one for every facility that has asbestos in it. So the other two facilities that we have that are old enough to potentially have asbestos, one is this building and the other is the just the portion of the library that was original. So this is to create a plan for both of those locations, and we have that on file. Our staff is also trained to be able to work with this on a staff level, not as an expert, but we have training now to be able to identify and to maintain asbestos.
And we anticipate that this is a one-time cost.
It's a one-time cost that we felt like we should do because we just had an incident.
Right.
So we want to identify it, this building in particular,
Right.
where there's a lot of use, identify where it is, and so we don't have a similar issue.
Other questions?
I seem to recall back in the old days when I was on the Board of Ed that there was a wing in Beecher that might have had asbestos in the floor tiles. I don't remember if we ever fixed that.
I believe they did.
Yeah, there was, I think that was last summer, as a matter of
That we,
fact.
so we got
This summer,
rid
but
of,
last
that's
summer
why
they
we're not
did an
including
area
that this
there.
time.
Beecher has,
Yeah, it was down by the music corridor.
Beecher has a, Fuss and O'Neill is a consultant at Beecher because the state requires that the school systems do a little bit more with asbestos than what we do.
Right.
So there's an annual review in terms of what's
Okay.
going on there. So they're kept in pretty good shape.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure. I figured it was.
Yep,
but,
there was a portion of it that I very specifically remember touring last year, and they said this would be done during while the kids were out last year.
Okay. I thought so, but I just wanted to bring it up.
Let out of the cobweb.
Yes. And do we, just out of curiosity, how did they just do it by saying this building is old enough and therefore we think this is where asbestos might be?
Well, because the library is new and Public Works facility, I mean, that portion.
Right.
Public Works is new.
Right, we don't need that, for
Firehouse
sure.
is new. They're all built after asbestos was not allowed in building
Around the
materials.
1980 timeframe, if you're
Right.
before then, you maybe, if you're after then, probably not.
And it's
So-
just where they typically would have put asbestos is how they're
Correct.
sort of
It's
saying.
not that they're putting asbestos.
No,
that
that then.
asbestos is
Yeah.
in the
Right,
product
right.
that they're installing.
So they'll do a thorough investigation of the facility, try to identify, it's in the, places
Well, that's
you wouldn't
not covering
imagine.
this 15,000 though, right? The 15,000 is just for the
No,
plan.
this is not remediation.
No, it's not
This is-
remediation, it's just a
yeah.
plan.
It's to identify
where it
and
is.
say that
Yeah.
this is the plan we use
So
in
if it's in a
case.
ceiling tile, and we have to replace the ceiling tiles, we don't just rip them out, because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or drill a hole through it.
That's why,
Or drill a hole
I
through it,
asked,
right.
is this a one-time?
Right,
This is
right.
this is the fee you're paying for the service. It has nothing to do with remediation.
right, it's a
so-
professional
It's a
It's a
service.
professional service, yeah, okay.
When we called
It's a great
when we
idea.
called the many different organizations we did when we were working with them, and one of them was OSHA. And OSHA specifically, when they checked on it, found that the one thing that we were lacking, everything was in pretty good shape, but what they did find is that we didn't have a plan. And when you don't have a plan, there's any kind of a need to do testing or whatever, that makes a difference, and the plan has to be there, so we were more or less gigged for that, and not significantly, it's not a horrible thing at all, but they said, get a plan.
Get a plan.
And this is.
We
this
don't
is
want to
what
not
we're
have a
doing.
plan the next time it goes around.
Correct.
Mike-
That's exactly what I was going to ask. So this was a finding
From OSHA,
from OSHA.
Correct.
So we got fined for that, correct?
we did, yeah.
And then,
$500.
$500.
yeah, so it's us discussing this as academic, merely in nature, because it's something we have to do
Right.
from a regulatory standpoint.
Well, I disagree. I don't think it's academic. I think it's important for everybody to understand why we're spending it. But yes, it's money that, it's not only well spent, but it's a requirement that we go forward with it.
I think you
Correct.
agreed with me. It's academic, but we just still have to do it.
I'm going to have a debate with you whether or not we should debate
literally the
whether it's
definition of
debatable. Okay? Okay.
And then, two, what about the old firehouse? Has that been included?
So the old firehouse is currently under renovation, so we've abated all the asbestos there.
That's already been done.
Yeah, it's already been done, yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? I'm going to hold you to that.
The one thing I will say is that we
Invited.
do anticipate that there will be additional funding required to do some additional work in Center Building. We still have some work to do there.
And we don't know what that looks like yet, right?
Not yet.
Right, right. Okay, all in favor? Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Okay.
Good idea.
I will entertain a motion for approval of line item transfer 2425-47 in the amount of $11,250. Tony, you want to talk about this?
Sure. So the town plan and zoning department collects fees for services that they perform on an application, and the fees are collected from the applicant. And this is the town's work, not the applicant's work, mainly engineering work and related. So we then use those fees, this transfer will use those fees to pay for the work that the town has done on behalf of that application. So it's not town money we're using here, this is revenue we've collected from the applicant for 804 Fountain Street that we're using to pay for the engineering and professional services that we did for that application. We've done this historically, for those that have been on the Board of Finance, you remember doing these over the years. So that's what this is.
Any questions?
I'll
Just
just,
to emphasize, those funds have already been.
they've been
We have
collected,
them.
correct.
Thank you.
Yep. And most likely, there may be more of these, but this is just for the first one.
Okay. Did I make a motion? Did anybody make a motion?
No,
I don't think so.
I'll make that
Make a
motion.
motion.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Is that you?
Tom, yeah.
Beth made the motion, Tom seconded it. Any further discussion? All in favor? Anybody opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Next item is approval of the minutes of our meeting June 19th. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion, corrections, additions, concerns? Looks good to me. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Any abstentions? Next thing on our agenda is the first selectmen's report.
At our last meeting, when we met last, one of the things that, one of the agenda items was that we received on July 7th, we received the draft of the POCD from TPZ. And once we receive the draft, we now have 65 days by which to input to the TPZ with anything the Board of Selectmen might want to do. We also have the opportunity or the option to call for a public hearing just to collect public input on that, which we did call for a hearing, which we expected to have in our August meeting. A lot of discussion on that as to how the timing worked out, but being that it needed to be done in the timeframes that we needed to get it done, we felt it best to do it in August. Also at the meeting, we had our last presentation from our Cooper Robertson consultants in regards to their work on the Country Club of Woodbridge. And there's a presentation that's online now under that tab. As soon as if you go on our website, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's presentation number 7 is the most current at this point, and it overviews what their recommended concept is. There's additional information that we received on other options and things of that nature, but at this point in time, there is a recommended concept there. There is also, it's worth looking into, there's also a schedule, activities that should take place in the time frames under which they should take place, and there's also a financial analysis that provides information related to those items which we felt should be considered in the concept. So it's worthwhile to take a look at, and we expect in our August meeting for Cooper Robinson to come back and provide all the deliverables that we're contracted for, which include information with regards to grants, information in regards to potential developers, plans in terms of how we go forward, but we expect August to pretty much end the formal engagement with Cooper Robertson and leave us with a conceptual plan and some data that can support some data related to what action to take and data related to what results we can expect in terms of the concept that's been put together. Thing goes to sleep a little too quick. You've probably, I don't know if you know, but we're planning to do another tri-board meeting in September for the Beecher study. So it looks like right now it'll probably take place on the date that you normally meet, which is the 18th, so it shouldn't be a problem for you folks.
16th.
I'm sorry, is it 16th?
September 16th.
Thank you. But it's it would be
Am I right about
your
that?
September meeting. I'm sorry, not your next meeting, but your September meeting. And we're at a point now where we expect by that time and shortly before that meeting, we should be provided information as relates to their recommendations, their findings, and things of that nature. So at that tri-board meeting, we really will be looking to determine what action steps we would, in discussing what action steps we feel we should go forward with and the timing under which we should do that. So we're moving forward on that. As I've said in many...
You were correct, it was the 18th.
18th, okay. I've said many times in many places that I do consider the Beecher study to be one of the most important things that is happening in the town, because to put it in very simple terms, it's a first domino in terms of a lot of actions that a lot of potential construction projects that we're looking at here in town. So we are trying to take a very global umbrella look in terms of what's happening from a town perspective, what different things we need, and the Beecher study is going to be very influential in terms of that. So something very much to keep in mind, and as information becomes available to us, you can be sure you'll be receiving it as well. Most anyone who goes down Newton Avenue or Newton or Meeting House has seen that the sidewalk project is full underway and going very nicely.
Very nice.
Warren was very complimentary toward the contractors. They do a very nice job in terms. I know.
I know.
In terms they're
Everybody
doing
sit
it very
down.
clean and
He's just not
pleasant.
have to pour the concrete.
So the next part of the project is actually a poured concrete sidewalks, because, well, they're all poured concrete, but these are going to be stamped. So they more or less match what's what's on the campus there already. And all the lampposts will be replaced. There won't be lampposts on the concrete sidewalk that goes from the high school to Meeting House, but along the other sidewalk, and they will have brackets, so we will be able to do a little something with them. So,
Mika, I heard a rumor that part of the project is fixing up the entrance to town.
Correct.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Excellent.
So it's important if people
Good.
understand from the August 4th, 5th, and 6th, it should take about 2 or 3 days. We won't be able to use this entrance because they'll be also doing the bricks there. And folks have asked, geez, why were we doing that? And it's because during the winter, a lot of those bricks heave and cause a little bit of a problem for people
Well,
walking
and
in.
there are a lot of them are chipped
So-
and breaking
Right.
right now as we
Right.
speak, so,
Right.
yeah.
So that is part of this, and that is covered by the grant dollars. Community center construction is underway at this point in time. We're still looking forward to getting it completed before the end of the year, late fall, early winter. The LOPSIP project, the engineering has completed about 30% of what they need to do. That's a point in time where we have to report to the state, and we've reported to the state. We're waiting still, if I'm not mistaken, as of today.
We've received most departments, but not all,
Right. So we're still waiting for
From
them
the
to.
state.
from the state, yeah.
Yeah,
DOT.
they come back and give us some input, and then we move forward from there. But we did have a public session down at Crest Lincoln that was well attended.
Great.
And
Yeah.
great input was provided there, so that was also considered in terms of what we're doing. And I think, did you mention paving already as part of your report
Paving, no.
today? Just where paving is going on, just so you're aware, Warren is going to start the paving, and the streets have been identified. I don't have that list with me right here, but certainly it's available from Public Works. It's glad to tell you what it is. One of the things we did discuss that's a little bit different is the millings that are created as a result of the work that he does. We have been kind of, if you've been to the country club at different times, we've been dumping them there. We've been putting them there at different places. We use them for different things, and what we're looking to do is use them to reinforce sides of our roads that are either in need or maybe where people park to get into a trail. And so that we because it is an expense for us actually to dispose of that if we have to dispose of it, but it is material that's actually useful in instances like that, parking lots and things of that nature. So so that's going on. That'll be going on during the summer as well, if you have any questions.
Any questions for Mika? A lot going on.
Yes, one question.
Please.
The POCD came to the Board of Selectmen 65 days. I think I heard that public will have
Yes.
access to it at some point. I don't
30
remember.
days from the time that we receive it.
So,
It gets put online, and the public is actually requested to
Comment.
input on it. In addition to our public hearing, which is the other reason we felt maybe we can do it in August, because there will be an opportunity, a full 30, 35 days, that the public will have an opportunity to input on it by looking at it directly themselves once it's put up there.
so roughly about 30 days from now, it should be
Correct.
online.
30 days from the 7th.
The 7th. Okay, thank
Exactly.
you. Okay.
Exactly.
Just so people know if they want to look at it.
Yep.
If you're-
Any
Yep,
other
it'll be out there.
questions?
And I guess, sorry, one other question. At the
Please.
tri-board meeting, is there going to vote take or not?
Chances are we're going to vote on something, Tom, to be honest. I think so. We're still figuring that out. I haven't really
Okay.
been sitting down with them to the point of understanding that. But what we should do is, we should be familiar. We know, everyone knows what's happening.
Right.
And everyone knows at this point in time from our last tri-board meeting, the general amount that we're talking about in terms of what the cost could be, depending on what option is selected. So it's important to get whatever additional information they collect. Obviously, what they're going to do, what they want to do is understand what the option is that we want to go forward with. That's the most important thing.
Right.
So I would expect that would probably come down to a vote in terms of, what option we want to go with, and then what we do from there. Applications are due shortly thereafter, so it's something that we need to consider from a timing standpoint. But that's why it's important. We're pushing hard for them to get us the information as soon as possible.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that, okay. Any other questions on that? Okay. Liaison reports. Anybody have anything they want to offer? I'd like to say, as you probably know, Dwight has resigned from the Board of Finance, not to ride off into the sunset, but to offer his expertise and availability to even more projects in town. And on behalf of the Board of Finance, I think that we can all say thank you. We enjoyed serving with him. We know he's not going to disappear. He'll be back.
Yeah, you'll be seeing them, I'm sure.
And we'll be seeing a lot of them, I'm sure. But on behalf of the Board of Finance, thank you, Dwight, and for all your service. It's really been a pleasure to serve with you if you're listening.
Can I make,
Yes, please.
if I just want to make comment in terms of making sure everyone understands what the role is that Dwight is taking. I've opted to appoint Dwight and Nigel Light, who coincidentally, I didn't know this at the time that I was doing it, I knew each of them individually. They both worked for the same company, doing different things for Tilcon, both with a significant amount of expertise in different areas as relates in construction, in construction management,
Yeah.
in construction design, things of that nature. So we had been talking about for a while with the ordinance committee, putting together a building commission. And when I looked at it from a logistical standpoint, talked to different people on it, logistically it was going to, we weren't sure which direction it was going to go. So we felt what we're doing is we're appointing Dwight and Nigel as, what I'm calling them, as building committee officers, if you will. And they'll bring their expertise on the various components, and they'll be our central point in terms of overseeing and coordinating and assuring that these projects are being managed with a high level view on everything that's happening. And they both come with a extensive expertise and enthusiasm. And Dwight really felt very excited about doing this, which is a reason that he felt he should resign from finance. I'm pleased that he resigned, and it was, reluctantly he did it, but I think the town will benefit greatly from his decision to do that.
Correct.
So,
We will miss him, but he will be
yep.
present and accounting for, believe me, so
Is the idea
that's
that
good.
they'll both sit on all the building committees?
He'll try to as much as they can, and then Tony, myself, and the staff will be able to meet with them, understand a little bit better what's happening on different committees, so that we're not the ones who have to go to every single one
Right.
that's
It's
going
a
on.
good use of
to
their
determine.
expertise,
Yep.
is what it is.
And they have, that's the thing. It's it's a great opportunity. It was just
Yeah.
an opportunity, and as I said, once I found out they worked together and they liked each other a lot, and it was like,
Well,
okay,
that's
this should work. This should work well.
Yeah, no,
So-
it's very, very happy for them. It's good for the town, and somehow we will get by. Okay. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.